Hey guys, my name is Name, and Majora's Mask 3D is the game. In the last episode, we took on Twin Mold, the boss, my favorite boss in this version of the game, of Stone Tower Temple. I said Stonehead again. In this episode, we are going to be getting a reward for collecting all the stray fairies from Stone Tower Temple, and we're also going to be starting, perhaps the most beloved, I cannot speak today, and I'll explain why in just a moment, most beloved side quest in all of Zelda. Definitely one of my favorites in the series, and for a lot of people, their favorite out of the entire series. So we're going to be taking on at least the first half of the Anju and Kafei side quest today. But first, let's get a reward for collecting all those stray fairies, and those are probably the most tedious by far, so far, to collect. Well, these are the last set of stray fairies we're going to collect. So yeah, I guess most tedious in the game, but anywho, your reward... Oh, compassionate young one, I am the Great Fairy of Kindness. Thank you for returning my broken and shattered body to normal. As thanks, I shall grant you the Great Fairy's Sword. You got the Great Fairy's Sword, the most powerful sword in the game, and I gotta say it's a really cool design. It reminds me of the holographic label on the original Majora's Mask Nintendo 64 cartridges. I never got a chance to get my hands on one of those personally, but it sort of reminds me of. With the black roses etched into it, the Great Fairy's Sword is the most powerful of all blades. It is 4 times more powerful than the Kikiri Sword that we started off with, compared to the Gilded Sword that we currently have, which is 3 times more powerful. So you would think that naturally this is a better sword, but it does have one big downside. You restore the Great Fairy of Kindness. This is added to your notebook. You found all the stray fairies in Stone Tower Temple and revived the Great Fairy of Kindness, who gave you the Great Fairy Sword. Come see me whenever you're overcome by weariness. Thank you. Which, by the way, I gotta say, I just really like the golden color for, the fairies and for the Great Fairy. I don't know, gold's a very good color for them. I don't know, this is a really pretty place. The only downside about it is not usable by pressing B, like a regular sword. You need to equip it as an item if you want to use it. And because of that, and the reason why is Link needs to use both hands for it, so I guess it makes sense that it's used as an item. I understand that. But I don't really use this all that much, just because it does use up an item slot, and we only have 2 buttons on this version of the game for our items. We do have the 1 and 2, but button-wise, non-touchscreen I'm talking about, we only have 2 buttons. And I just can't imagine using the touchscreen, tapping the screen as a sword. I mean, it just doesn't really work for me personally. Yeah, it's so cool, but I'm not really gonna use it all that much, just because that's 4 times the Kikiri Sword versus 3 times the Kikiri Sword, which is what we currently have. We already have plenty of defense, so it's not like we really need that little extra boost of attack power, but still really cool nonetheless. Anywho, I'm gonna go turn in my rupees in the bank really quick before the second or third, whatever, I believe this is the 3rd day coming up, before the 3rd day catches me. So I hope you are okay with the cropping not being right, because I'm gonna try to get in over here for the next 2 minutes. Or actually, I have like 11 minutes, who am I kidding? What's this? You need something? Excuse me, but let me take a look at you. Ah yes, Link, if I remember, you're the little guy who deposited 4,821 rupees. What can I do for you today? We're gonna deposit more. If you get over 5,000 rupees. What? You're really gonna give me that much? You're one rich little guy. Alright, little guy, you now have a total of 5,321 rupees. What? What's this? You've already saved 5,000 rupees. Well, little guy, I can't take any more deposits. Sorry, but this is all I can give you. Store, put 5,000 rupees in the bank, and you get a piece of heart. Piece of heart number 44 for us. So yeah, that's why we've been collecting rupees for this entire game. This is the pieces of heart that we've been actually working towards the most. So yeah, very cool. But now that that's done, we are going to play the Song of Time and take on the Anju and Kafei side quest. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited to take this on. I mean, we just took on Stone Tower Temple, my favorite temple of the game. Now we're taking on the best side quest perhaps in the entire series. And after that, we're going to be tying up some loose ends and going to the finale of this Let's Play and the ending of this game. I mean, things are really coming up on us because this side quest that we're starting today is going to take this episode and the next episode. And after that, I can't see us having more than 4 episodes before the final showdown starts to come up, before the segment of the final showdown, if that makes any sense. All in all, I think that we have about, not counting this episode, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, probably around 5 or 6 episodes left. So yeah, things are really coming to an end. We've gathered them all together, so we just have to go to the clock tower and call them. You still remember the song the first giant taught you, right? You know, the song to call them? Come on, let's go before it's too late. I had enough of all this. Sorry, Tattle, we got to deal with my crap a little bit more because this is not the finale. Sorry, not quite there yet. I highly recommend you play the Song of Inverted Time because we have some pretty narrow time windows to hit coming up here. And if you miss the time window for certain events, the required ones at least, you're gonna have to do everything all over again. So playing the Song of Inverted Time is going to be your friend. Now, if you're playing the 64 version, you sadly do not have the luxury that us playing the 3DS version have of skipping to a specific hour of the day. So there's going to be times, if you're playing the 64 version, you are going to want to put on the Song of Inverted Time, and then take it back off again just to make yourself wait less. Because if you're playing the 64 version of the game, this side quest will take you considerably longer than it would if you were playing the 3DS version. Because, again, we had that luxury of skipping to a certain hour. Speaking of that luxury of skipping to a certain hour, you're going to want to skip to 10 a.m. on the first day. So I'm going to be showing off a lot of optional events in the side quests that just kind of add to the story of what's going on here that we're going to see today and in the next episode. Some of them are required, but when the events are required, I will tell you. And this one right here is indeed required. So at 10 a.m., go to the mayor's residence here at the northern portion of East Clocktown. Go on in, you can watch Gorman very, very slowly approach the counter. What's funny is when you have the Song of Inverted Time playing, all the characters take forever to walk. I'm of the Gorman Troop. I have an appointment to meet with Madam today. Oh, really? Then that should be fine, if you just go in. So, yeah, she's like, it's fine if you go in, but they're just gonna stare at each other. She's gonna shift her body back and forth. He's gonna do, like, squats. Looks like he's trying to... Never mind, I'm not gonna say anything. Let's just go into the other room. Goodness, if I can. Man, wearing the bunny hood just makes it really, really hard sometimes to get around. You're gonna wanna go talk to this lady. Oh dear, are you on a field trip? Or are you the expert person finder I hired? Ma'am, I believe they refer to those people as detectives. Yes. I say you have the face of a pro. What gave it away, my bunny hood? The characteristic of the person I want you to find. Yes, I know them. The person I want you to locate is my son, Kafei. You know him, don't you? You don't? Really? He disappeared about a month ago. It's terrible. I'm so very worried. I can't get food down my throat, and I've lost 5 pounds. You haven't anything, though. Oh dear. Well, could you look for him? Yeah, sure. Oh my, of course. You are an expert. Well, I'm counting on you. And by telling her we'll find your son, you will get Kafei's mask. You've been given Kafei's mask and recruited to locate a missing person. We're this to inquire about the missing Kafei. My son's missing. Here's a mask of his face. Put it on and find him. You took the work of a pro. This is out of your notebook. Madame Aroma, which is the name of this lady that we're talking to, asks you to find her missing son Kafei's mask could be the key to this mystery. She will be added to our Barber's notebook, and we can learn a little bit more about her this way. The mayor's wife and one of the most influential people in town. She's in charge of the carnival and the post office. So, very cool. That event right there is required for the side quest. An optional event begins at 11 a.m. But first, another optional little tidbit I want to show you is if you come back here in the back room, this is very, very missable, but adds considerably. Well, this is one of the many things that add considerably to the story of what we're learning today and the end of the next episode. If you come over here, you can find Kafei's diary. The wedding ceremony is soon. It might be early, but I finished my wedding mask. I wonder if Anju has made hers. She tends to do things at the last minute, so probably not. there's a gathering of the fellows at the milk bar tonight. I plan to show off my wedding mask and talk about my sweetheart as best I can. Aw, it's very cute. So, yeah, there's that little bit for you. Kafei's already made his wedding mask, which I guess is kind of like the equivalent of a wedding ring in this case. He has it done early. Apparently Anju tends to do things a little bit late, and we met Anju before. She is the innkeeper over at the Stockpot Inn. So apparently she does things a little bit late, and Kafei was, back when this is written, apparently he's been missing for over a month now, was going to go meet with his friends and show off his mask and talk about his fiancée. So at 11 o'clock, if you come in here, you can witness this conversation between Gorman, Madame Aroma, and Toto. Madame Aroma, I am Gorman. It has been some time. Thank you for letting us perform at this year's Carnival of Time. Oh dear me, Gorman, there's a problem. Meaning? The opening performance I've asked you to do. Ah, yes. They've cancelled, just now. What is this? Allow me to explain. Oh, excuse me. I am to work at this year's show. Or that was the plan. I am Toto, manager of the Zora Band, the Indigogos. He arrived this morning. Actually, there's been an unusual accident in Great Bay. And due to this unusual accident, Lulu, the diva in the Indigogos, has lost her voice. Why? Why? The details are quite long, so I'll spare you. At any rate, I must cancel our performance at this year's Carnival of Time. See? Then this means the Gorman Troupe's job is... It's off. But that's all, Gorman. There's always next year. I'm busy with other matters. So yeah, a few episodes ago, we helped Gorman out, we helped him recover from his hangover by bringing him that special milk that his brothers made for him. And here we can see, I guess, what led him to that moment. So yeah, his event has been canceled, as we can see here. So that event is completely optional. Another completely optional event, which I do recommend you do, because it actually does make your life easier for the side quests, for even the non-required parts of the side quest. You are going to want to go to 2:10 p.m. on the first day at the Stockpot Inn. Okay, so here, right at 2 o'clock, or at 2:10, but around 2 o'clock, we're going to see the postman kind of almost doing a moonwalk. Well, he's not going backwards, but anyways, you're going to watch him deliver a letter to Anju. What's this? Here you are, today's mail. Ah, wait, this letter, where did you? From the postbox. That's not what I mean. From the postbox where? From the postbox somewhere. That's not what I mean. You can witness this conversation a little bit more. Please tell me. It's a secret. I must know. Yeah, so the postman sticking to his duties and Anju wanting to know where this letter that he delivered just came from. Anywho, completely optional, it'll make a little bit more sense later. Between 1:50 p.m. and 3:50 p.m. as a required event on the first day, put on your Goron mask. Welcome to the Stockpot Inn. Are you wanting to stay the night? I sure am. Oh, hello, you must be the Goron checking in today. Welcome. Let me just confirm your reservation real quick. One moment, please. Sorry to keep you waiting, Mr. Goron. Oops, I mean Mr. Link. Welcome to our humble inn. Okay, two things. First of all, Mr. Goron? A little rude. Second, Mr. Link. How do you know my name? This is my false identity. Your room is the knife chamber. Ooh, comforting. On the second floor. Here's your key. And you get a room key. You're not sure why, but you apparently had a reservation. A stay at the Stockpot Inn. You were mistaken for a guest with the same name as you. Shh. Your room is the knife chamber. Best of all, you got a room key. Please relax. So I just said that this is a required event, but it technically isn't, but just go ahead and do it. Trust me, it'll make your life a little easier, and yeah. Anyways, that sort of required, sort of optional. It's optional technically, but a completely optional event is if you wait until 4:10 p.m. in the Stockpot Inn. These are some great angles right here. Alright, so, at 4 o'clock, or at 4:10 specifically, but around 4 o'clock you'll see this Goron come on in. Apparently there was a Goron who had a reservation here, and we got here first. So, let's see how this goes. I'm terribly sorry, there are no Vegas seats today. We're booked solid with reservations. I made a reservation. The name is Link Goro. Mr. Link Goro? I don't have a reservation under that name. There is one close to that, but... What? Really, Goro? Well, it's nice weather, so I'll just sleep outside, Goro. I'm terribly sorry. You really don't have it, Goro? I really don't have it. Really, Goro? I'm terribly sorry. Yeah, so I feel bad. We basically just kicked this guy out of his room, and now he has to sleep outside. But he's being so cool about it. Like, could you imagine someone in real life being this chill about it? Like, you make a reservation, you get there, they don't have it, and you have nowhere to stay, and you're just like, oh, I'll sleep outside. It's okay. I mean, he's so nice. But yeah, his name is Link, actually. So, the irony. Yeah, but anyways, yeah, there's that there for you. Completely optional, though. What is not optional is... On the first day between 2:10 p.m. and 8 p.m., you are going to want to speak to Kafei speak to Anju. Wow, that's their ship name, I guess. Speak to Anju wearing Kafei's mask. You're also looking for Kafei? I have a request. Kafei, I have a clue that will help you find him. Tonight at 11:30, please come to our kitchen. We'll talk then. You know, I kind of wish the Bomber's Notebook, like, this information was optional. Like, it wouldn't appear after every little cutscene, you know? I mean, it just feels very hand-holdy and just kind of annoying after you played the game a few times. I mean, I would appreciate this information were there, but just it didn't pop up after every little thing you do. I don't know. Not a big deal, just a minor complaint. Anju wants to talk about Kafei. She requests a meeting in the kitchen at 11:30. Kafei, whatever. I also say Anju and Ju, I interchange the pronunciations because I don't think there technically are any official pronunciations. So if I am driving you crazy with my interchanging of completely different pronunciations, I apologize. But anyways, so she says that we need to meet her at 11:30. If you come here at 11:30, she's gonna be on her way to the kitchen, so she'll actually be 30 minutes late. So you're gonna want to go here at night at 12 a.m. You're gonna see him snoozing outside. I feel so bad. What a nice guy. I feel like he's really he has to be a really nice guy. I wish that, like, he had some sort of diary or something we could read where he's like, I have a family and I'm in town for this. I don't know. I want to know more about his character. He just seems really cool. Anyways, if you come down here after 12 a.m., it has to be between 12 and 6, talk to Anju. I'm sorry to trouble you late at night. It's about him. Kafei. I received a letter from him. Strange, isn't it? Getting a letter from a missing person? But there's absolutely no mistaking. It's from him. It's clear to me. Please. Here's my letter. Please put this in the post box. When this is delivered, when he receives my letter, you should be able to meet him. Please tell him that Anju is waiting for him. And please, after you've seen him, tell me how he looked. I'm scared. I can't go. Can I ask this of you? Yeah, we got nothing else better to do. Thank you. Very much. And you are given a letter to Kafei. Quick, deliver it to her. Or deliver it for her. Take it to a mailbox. Anju gave you a letter to Kafei. Make sure you mail it before the postman makes his daily collection. And you have to put this in the post box before 6 a.m., so before dawn of the second day, so that it will be delivered on time to Kafei. So, let's go out here and put it in the post box. And by the way, since I have a quick second between all of the quick snippety editing that I'm doing, I should mention that this is the second attempt at this recording. I did a first attempt that went very well, but for some reason Audacity decided to record the mic in my headphones rather than my actual microphone. So I didn't know this until the very end after the recording was done. Yeah, and that's why I'm redoing it now. So you have to put this in the mailbox. If you don't, you cannot continue the side quest. This is very important. It must be done before 6 a.m. And this is a required event. So was going to the Stockpot Inn and meeting Anju so we could get that letter. Alright. And now we're going to want to go to... Oh, another thing that I want to mention really quick before I do another snippy edit thing is do not, as tempted as you might be, do not stop Sakan in Northern Clocktown. Allow him to rob the lady of her bombs. If you stop him, this side quest will not work. So, do not stop him and do not do anything with this letter that is not mailing it here. And what I mean by that is do not give it to the hand who is reaching out of the toilet, okay? Just don't do it. It's not only is it pointless, but it's also cruel. So, I will see you guys on the second day at 3:10 p.m. in the laundry pool. Alright, so at 3:10 specifically, you're gonna see the postman ring this bell over here. When he does that, you're gonna see this boy who you might have seen before running around Clocktown at weird parts of the day. He's gonna come on out and meet with the postman and get a letter from him. You can try to listen in on their conversation, but the only thing that's gonna be said is you have a letter. And if you are too close, he'll just stare at you, and it's awkward. So, yeah, let's come this way. And you're gonna wanna enter in the door while he's distracted. And you might recognize this theme as the theme of the Curiosity Shop. Might wonder why it's in this random room, but I'll make itself clear here very soon. So, I mentioned that this is a failed recording, or, well, this isn't a failed recording, but this is a second attempt at a failed recording. It's also worth mentioning that I'm incredibly tired, so if I don't make sense completely in this episode, that is why. I've been working many shifts, and it is Friday night at like 11 at night, and I woke up at 5:50 this morning for my 6:30 to 2:30 shift, so I'm really tired. And but even if I didn't work a morning shift, by the time it gets to this point in the week after working so many hours, my brain just goes to mush and just stops working. But you have your window for this is between 3:10 p.m. and 3:50 p.m. at the laundry pool on the second day. Between 4:10 and 6 p.m., once you get in here, you're able to talk to that person with the mask. You can't talk to him immediately, you just gotta let him stare this way. And at 4:10, for some reason, you're now able to talk to him. Green hat, green clothes. Anju wrote about you in her letter. It seems like you were looking for Kafei. Can you keep a secret? I sure can. I mean, heck, I can hardly ever talk anyways. Anju trusted you. I shall also trust you. I am Kafei. The Kafei we're looking for is an adult. When I look at you, I just see a child. I was turned into this by a strange imp wearing a mask. But I'm not hiding because I look this way. When I was turned into this, I went to see the Great Fairy at her shrine near the North Gate. But on my way there, a man hanging around the gate, a prancing man in a white shirt. He stole my precious wedding ceremony mask. Well, you're just careless. You're like my partner. Okay, Tattle, I don't even want to hear you talking about me being insensitive. Back when we met Pamela and her father, that was just darn rude. I was so happy before all this, so excited for my wedding that I got careless. I was distracted, and those punks took advantage of me. Oh my, I pity you. Nobody asked, Tattle. I know Anju is worried, but I can't go out yet. Made a promise to her that I would bring the wedding mask and greet her. This pendant. Give it to Anju. You accepted the pendant of memories. Though you may not understand these grown-up matters, you should probably take the pendant to Anju anyway. Keep what we just talked about as sacred to everybody. Alright, I can do that. A testament of love. The letter's recipient. The mysterious boy turned out to be Kafei. He gave you the pendant of memories to give to Anju, who's waiting for him. And he as well will be added to our bomber's notebook, and we can read a little summary about him. A mysterious boy who lurks around the laundry pool. He's actually an adult who's engaged to the lovely Anju. Man, where does Skull Kid find all the time to cause all this trouble to so many individual people? I mean, goodness. Things that get stolen in this town always make their way to the curiosity shop. I'm waiting for that to happen. Stand on that crate and peek into that hole. So if you peer on in here, from here I check on the curiosity shop's customers. It's a little peephole into the curiosity shop. And this is how it looks from behind the counter, apparently. And if you look around, you're gonna notice that there's actually no way to get in here. That's a safe right there. I don't think that's the door. It can't be. Yep, just the counter. I guess he just appears here. Which, again, this is a failed recording, and one of the reasons why I'm upset that the original recording failed was that I discovered this for my first time on camera on the failed recording. I did not know that there's a statue of Rob in this game, but there it is. Yeah, I didn't even know about that until earlier today, so I mean that's cool in case you guys didn't know that, but yeah, little Easter egg in there for you. That guy will definitely appear. I'll be waiting when it happens. Alright, sounds like a plan. Well, he gave you the pendant of memories and he asked that we give that to Anju. You can technically give that to her on the 3rd day or the 2nd day between 10 AM and 7 PM. However, if you give it to her on the 2nd day, you get to witness a pretty cool cutscene. So I'm showing off all the things that I can. We're gonna witness that cutscene and we're gonna deliver it today before 7 PM. That event that we just did to get the pendant of memories, talking to Kafei, that is required for this side quest. If we're trying to get everything that goes along with it. What I mean by required and optional is required to get all the things in the side quest. Optional is just extra story material. But hey, who doesn't love that? So, talk to Anju? Oh, did you meet him? I sure did. Ah, it's from Kafei. Thank you very much. Sure thing, Anju. Glad to help. You gave the pendant of memories to Anju. Kafei's strong feelings have been successfully passed along to his lovely fiancée. And if you talk to her again, I've decided to wait for him. I made my promise. I'm fine with this. I believe him. Yeah, it's really cool. So now she's not gonna flee despite the moon coming down and her having to evacuate her entire family. So, that event right there is required. An optional event, which will further add to the story element of the side quest, which, for me, is my main reason for doing the side quest, is you're gonna wanna go to 9:30 PM on the 2nd day. And this is, again, if you gave her the pendant on the 2nd day. You know, I'm kind of disappointed that there's not like a nighttime thunderstorm that happens in the 3-day cycle. I don't know, that's just kind of disappointing. I mean, it's good that it rains on the 2nd day, I guess, but I wish it would rain at night. I don't know. Weird thing to ask. I, for some reason, really wanting to go sailing in Wind Waker on a stormy night right now. Anywho, at 9:30, you're gonna want to make your way up here, and if you have the key by impersonating as Link the Goron, then you're able to enter in the knife chamber, or probably more appropriately named, like, room 2-2 or 202. I don't know. I wouldn't name it the knife chamber if I was owning this inn, but if you come over here, there's a chest containing a silver rupee. Maybe that might help you out in your quest to get your last few rupees if you're trying to collect that 5,000. If you come over here, what a ramshackle inn. Is this the room supposed to be first class? You can hear whoever's next door for crying out loud. Well, whatever. We're staying for free, so we can't expect much. If you wait until 9:30, this can be done between 9:30 and 11. See, everything here is falling apart. You can hear the voices next door. Okay, Anju, we're leaving the evening for the ranch. Kamiya will take us in. She is your best friend, right? I wonder if Kafei is really at Kamiya's place. If Kafei is there, your mother will give him a smack. Besides, think about Kamiya. She needs strength from a partner and business support from Madame Aroma. If Kafei really has run off with Kamiya, she'll get both. Please, don't be sad. How happy could you possibly be marrying a man who runs off when he is about to be married? It would just make your life unhappy, just like your mother's. But in the letter, it said he would definitely come back. Come back to what? Will this town be crushed beneath the moon the morning after tomorrow? Forget about that letter. For now, just try to survive. Everything else will follow. Yes, Mother. Thank you. So, yeah, Anju wants to wait. Her family, namely her mother, is saying that she shouldn't, that they should just go, and apparently her mother does not approve of their marriage, it seems like. Well, that's as good as a stopping point as we're gonna get. Next time, let's play Majora's Mask 3D. We are going to finish the Anju and Kafei side quest, which I believe I mentioned this earlier. Some say it's the best side quest in all of Zelda, so you're gonna want to stick around. I've been Cameronny, thank you for watching, and I will see you guys then. Goodbye, guys.